Hey yo, what's going on, you sexy ass motherfuckers? It's me. I'm back at it again, and today we're gonna be doing part two to What If Asta had Kyōka Suigetsu. Now, I got nothing else to fucking say, so let's hop right back into this goddamn story. Now, last time we left off, it was the beginning of the Magic Knights exams, and as you know, last time, of course, Mimosa has developed some sort of feelings for my boy Asta, off in the distance, right? She didn't introduce herself, none of that. And that's why she's obviously on the screen. Now, we will cut to present time. As is finished saying, the exam is started. A lot of people come rushing in, like a whole bunch of people, and the anti-magic birds start flying down a lot. There's a bigger concentration of them, and as you know, the less magic you have, the more they come towards you. Now, obviously, they do not come anywhere near, but they also don't come near Asta. There's a certain thing around them, kind of like holding him within its grasp. It doesn't let anything get near him, but there is one brave little bird that actually does go on top of Asta's head, and as you know, or as you should know, this is obviously Nettle. Now, she can tell what this aura kind of is. She can feel it. She can't, like, exactly pinpoint what it exactly is, but she can definitely feel it. But she's not that intimidated by it, right? It gives her the same kind of feeling that the ancient demon did when it attacked over, 400 years ago, I believe. Now, as the exam starts, obviously, William goes up on his little pedestal there, as obviously the best captain there at that moment in time, right? He announces the beginning of the Magic Knights exams, thanks everyone for coming, and wishes them the best of luck and to do their best. Now, we obviously get the first one. It is the broom flying. Now, Asta doesn't need this shit. He can fly on his own. He can obviously air walk. He doesn't really need any of this. He can also use flash step. So he's incomprehensibly faster than everyone there in that moment in time. The Wizard King will give him a problem, right? He does deal with time. They're both Hag's characters, right? But if they were both bloodlusted, I think I'd still have to give it to Aizen, or at least Asta in this would have. But Asta aces the first round of the exam. If anything, he gets above the max score. He doesn't need a broom to fly. It seems like he can do it with ease, and he can effectively do whatever he wants in the air. He can even fight in the air, and he doesn't need a dumb little broom. So he gets above average, above the top score that you can get. Next is the accuracy test. Asta obviously aces this shit with his Hados and Bakudo spells. He doesn't even need to try, as he gets, perfect marks on that shit as well. And they go through every other test until they get to the battle portion of the exams. Now, everyone sees the grimoire that Asta has, but they don't want to approach him. They're scared to. Like I said earlier, there's this aura that is emanating around Asta that it's very, very fucking intimidating. The only people who are coming near him are either the captains, because he knows he isn't bad, and Nettle. As after a while of everyone going and taking their, exams with each other, battling each other, testing their skills against one another, they get their practice in, they get their, just a little bit of experience. But when it's Asta's turn, no one goes near him. No one even tries to converse with him. The only person who is even anywhere close to him is And so when he steps up and he notices that no one wants to fight him, he speaks and he says, "So, this is it? No one's even gonna try to contest me? Because they notice the amount of power I have? How pathetic. Honestly, I expected more from you nobles. You would be so stuck up against me. Yet, look at yourselves. You don't even want to fight me. How pathetic. You know, it's laughable. You are the pride that is literally personified, right? You guys are pride itself, and yet look at y'all being scared. Not even trying to test your power against mine, but it's understandable, you know? I am the strongest here, so yeah. Not even the captains could beat me. As he looks up towards the captains, and they're appalled by the word he just said. They can't beat me, the captains, the strongest motherfuckers in the Clover Kingdom, can't beat one singular man. Bullshit. So, Nozel is one to speak, and he says, "Hold your tongue, commoner. Do you really think of yourself that highly that you could ever think of beating the captain? Tuh, no." As then Asta says, "So, why don't you come down here and fight me then? If you think so highly of yourself, captain of the Silver Eagles, Nozel Silva." As Nozel says, "I wouldn't dare sully my hands with a commoner." No, never. I'm not gonna fight you. As then Asta says, "But what you said just now, and what you said earlier, is basically a contradiction. See, you say, how do I have the balls to even think of ever beating a captain, yet you don't want to fight me even after I asked you to. So does that mean that I'm right and you're just a coward?" And that right there was a final straw for Nozel, because he's a royal. Why the fuck should a commoner be talking down to him? So he gets down there and he says, "Fine then. I'll have to take care of you and teach you your place at the bottom of the food chain." And Asta's like, whoa, big words from such a small and frail man. We'll see who wins. As, the other captains are like, whoa, you can't be fighting the contestants. As then William says, no, he chose this himself, and since no one wants to even go against this man known as Asta, I guess we will have to allow it. This will be his, I guess you could say, benchmark. And if he wins, well then, you guys are all gonna try to get him. Even me. Well, I do have someone else set on joining my squad, so I'll try to get both of them. As then Asta and Nozel get ready. William says, "Begin," and Asta says, "Now, shatter. Kyōka Suigetsu." And then it's like glass breaking. But not a lot of people see it. And so when that does happen, Jami obviously notices the language, right? He knows what it means. It means mirror flower, or no, it was mirror water flower moon or some shit. Forgot the exact translation. But he's like, how does he know Japanese? What the fuck? And so Asta, after a while of Nozel trying to hit him and it doing nothing, Nozel finally exclaims, "What the fuck? Why can I not hit you? You're right in front of me and I know damn well my attack did not miss." As then Asta says, "Because I wasn't even there to begin with." And then he releases his Shikai as he says, "You see, this blade right here, it's not even here," as he puts his hand through it and it disappears. As then he says, "You see, right now, even I'm not here. I'm over there. But I'm over here. But I'm also over here." Amazing, isn't it? It's all an illusion that I made you believe. So, think of it like this. As then, out of nowhere, Nozel feels a hole on the side of his leg. And he falls down as his leg's profusely bleeding. As Asta says, "You see, right there, I just hit you. But you didn't even know it until you felt it. Because I let you feel it. You see, I could even make you not feel pain. And right now, you don't even know that you have several holes in your body. Luckily, your body's been keeping up. So, here, let me reveal all of them to you. As then he lifts all of his Shikai. No more illusions. It's all reality. And everyone sees the holes that are in Nozel's arms, legs, feet, chest. Nothing fatal, of course, but if left unattended, he would die of blood loss. As Nozel then starts coughing up blood as he said, How did you do this? No commoner should be able to defeat me. Nozel? As then Asta says, Because I'm that much stronger than you. You are but an ant compared to me. I could squash you under my feet in mere seconds. Not even seconds. I could squash you within an instant, and you wouldn't even know it. Your head would be off your body, rolling and rolling on the floor, and you would cease to exist. As the other captains are like fucking confused as all hell. As then Fuegoleon immediately says, Get the medics out there, get some recovery mages, heal him. And so that's what they start doing. As Asta puts away his katana, and then he says, There. Was that enough of a showcase for y'all? As William says, yes, that's enough. It's the end of the final exam. Please, go stand over there, Asta. As Asta, kind of snickers. She's like, Alright then, whatever you say. As he has his hand on his hilt, and he walks towards the edge of the arena. As there's some people there, and they all just move away, scared of him. As Asta pays no mind to them. And after a while, Nozel is heated up, he's put back on his seat, and the selections begin. Everyone goes, goes. He gets all hands raised, but when Asta goes, he gets all hands raised besides Nozel. Nozel got beat up so badly, he didn't even want him on his squad, even though he was the strongest. That's how much he hates Izuku right now. And who knows, he might keep on hating Izuku, even though he might marry into his family. But hey, that's not here nor there, alright? So, when Asta sees that Nozel's hand does not go up at all, he kind of laughs, he puts his hand over his mouth, he kind of snickers, he's like, and then he takes it off, and he's like, I'll go with the Black Bulls. And it was very instantly that everyone was like, what the fuck are you doing? Right? Why are you going with the Black Bulls? There's no reason to go with them. They are the worst squad here. As Asta says, well, yeah, that's why I want to join them. Because you see me, I'm the strongest one here. So why would I join the best squad and see, just a lot of improvement, but it's not as impressive as if I went to the worst squad and made them the best. See, there's a payoff, right, in being the strongest. You can basically do damn well whatever you please, but I want to stick to my morals. And if I make the worst squad the best, I can achieve my goals much more, how do I say it, easier. Okay? So, yeah, I'll be going with the Black Bulls. If you all have no objections, then this is clearly the end of the Magic Knight exams. So, yeah, as everyone is just stunned, and Yami is just laughing his ass off. He's like, you fucking loser, he chose me. Fucking me over all you little shits. Me. Finral, get ready, we're going home. I don't care about everyone else. Let them buzz off. I want to drink tonight. As Finral is just like, shit, I don't like him when he drinks. He gets a little annoying. As Yami's like, huh? What'd you say? Did I catch that correctly? Did you say I'm annoying? As Finral says, no, sir. I did not say you were annoying. please forgive me. Please forgive me. As Yami says, okay, Finral, just hurry up and get the damn portal open. As Finral's like, oh, yes, sir. As Yami calls out to Asta and he says, hey there, Asta, come up here. We're going to our base right now, immediately. As Asta looks up and he smiles and he's like, okay then, Captain. I'll be heading there right now. But give me a moment. As he walks over to Yuno and he says, well, looks like I joined the squad that I wanted to join and you did too. Let's see who turns out to be the best. As they both give each other a handshake and a hug and say a goodbye for now, you know? Asta goes a separate way and Yuno goes a separate way. Asta goes into the portal and they arrive at the Black Bull's base, ready to do whatever they fucking want, right? So when they get in there, Asta's obviously first as he opens the door and a fireball was about to hit him, but he dodges to his left and then it hits Finral in the face. As Finral gets up, he's like, oh man, that hurt. What the fuck? Magna, stop fighting. As Asta is laughing his ass off, imagine not being able to dodge that. Oh my gosh, y'all are really pathetic, aren't y'all? Oh shit, brings a tear to my face. As then Asta looks at Magna and then he says, now you two, stop it. Then he appears between them as they are about to punch each other with mana-filled fist. Then he says, it's not right for children to be fighting like this. As then he twists them around and throws them into the opposite corners of the wall. And he flies down, sets his foot on the ground, and he says, now, let me introduce myself. I am your new member, Asta. As Yami goes up next to him, and he says, yeah, he's right. We recruited him today, and I think I'm very happy about my decision. Yeah, I am. As everyone looks at him, and they kind of have a little party. They're happy that they got a new member. He seems strong as fuck if he was able to take down Magna and Lug. The latter of which is the fucking happy berserker. Oh, as everyone is celebrating, Vanessa obviously comes up towards us and offers him a drink. And she says, come on, it'll cheer you up from that unhappy face that you have right now. As Asta says, alright then. As he takes it, drinks the whole fucking shit, and then says, I feel nothing. As Vanessa says, how do you not feel anything? You just drank a whole bottle. As Asta says, I don't know. Just don't. But, yeah, is this all of your squad, Captain Yami? As Yami responds with, no. We have one more recruit, and another. Yeah, we have a couple of people who aren't here, but our newest recruit, you'll probably see her tomorrow. The other two, I don't know when you're gonna see them. Probably never. As Asta's like, alright then, who's the new recruit? As Yami says, she's a member of the Silva family. As Asta's like, oh, wait, why the fuck is there a member of a Silva family here in the Black Bulls? As Yami says, well, she's kind of a reject in her family because she can't control her magic well. Don't tell her I said that to you. But, yeah, so Nozel made it to where she joined our squad. As Asta's like, damn, that's a dick move. Like, for what? They should have just been nicer to her, who knows? As Yami says, that's what I'm saying. But they're just a bunch of assholes with a lot of arrogance and pride in them. As Asta says, yeah, I can tell that. I mean, I did beat the strongest one of their families, so I don't know about that anymore. They might still be able to recover the fragments of pride and arrogance that they once had, but most likely not, knowing that they can be beaten fairly easily by a commoner. As Yami starts laughing, he's like, yeah, you're right, kid, you're right. But, yeah, I'll show you to your room personally, I want to have a couple of conversations with you. As Asta says, alright then, Captain. As Magna was getting out, but he says, wait, are we not gonna put him through a baptism? As Yami says, no, we're not. Did you not just hear what we said earlier? He beat a fucking captain. Are you dumb? As Magna says, he what? He beat a, a, a captain? Which one exactly? As Yami says, oh, he beat the captain of the Silver Eagles, Nozel Silva. As then Magna's like, oh, 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 oh. Okay then, no, I can see why you're not gonna put him through a baptism. Thank you for answering me my question, sir. As Yami's like, I did not understand half the shit you said, but okay then. As he says, now come on, Asta. As they're walking, to Asta's room, Yami asks the question of, how do you know Japanese? Because as you know, Yami is Japanese. He comes from the land of the rising sun, which you do not know was the old name of Japan. And, they used to have their moon as a rising sun. So, yeah, piece of information, or piece of history, I guess. I don't know which one. Both. And so, Asta says, what do you mean? As Yami says, the thing you said earlier at the entrance exams, you said Kyōka Suigetsu. And that's a piece of Japanese. You shouldn't know that, unless you're from there. Are you? As Asta says, oh, no, 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 I'm far from there. No, I had my master teach me some Japanese. He speaks a little bit of a foreign language, but he was easily able to adapt to our language. As Yami says, oh, well, was he Japanese? As Asta says, nope, I don't even think it was Japanese. He just knew Japanese. My master was very well versed in a lot, and I mean a lot of languages that I don't even know how he had the time to learn them. I mean, he kind of is, I guess, immortal, you could say. He lives for a very long fucking time. As Yami says, oh, okay then. What about your sword? Where'd you get that? As Asta says, well, it comes from the manifestation of my soul. I guess you could say that. Really, it's just a part of me, just an extension of my body to up to this point. And Yami says, whoa, really? What does it do? As Asta, starts explaining his abilities and his Bakudon Hado spells. And after a while, they finally reach Asta's room. As Yami says, Asta, I'm I'm beyond impressed by the amount of things you can do that it's shocking. I can't even wrap my head around some of the things you can do. It's amazing. You're like a shining ray of hope and light on our squad. You could actually help us become number one. You could finally piece together these pieces that I've been collecting for years and finally bring harmony to my squad. I'd really appreciate if you did. I'm not as competent as I wish I could be, but you could be the me that I want to be. So please, help me, help our squad. As Asta says, this is a lot of pressure you're putting on me, Yami. But, I promise you, it'll be done. And you'll see that out of all the people you chose, you didn't choose them for nothing. Okay? As Yami says, thank you, Asta. Thank you. As Asta goes into his room and he says, no problem. And when Asta finally closes the door, Yami walks away and he starts making a nest for Nettle and goes to sleep. Next day arrives and, as obviously, Asta still has to do the chores. And, after that, afternoon comes and he finally meets Noel Silva as they have an interaction. As Magna was talking with Austin, they were having friend to friend, heart to heart. As when they finally encounter Noel, Asta tries to shake her hand as she slaps it away because, she's kind of pissed that he was able to beat her brother, even though the bad shit that they did to her didn't really matter in the blink of an eye. So Asta says, "Why did you slap my hand away? That's disrespect, do you not know? I was trying to be respectful to you, but it seems that you already despise me. Why is that?" As Noel says, "Isn't that obvious? You beat my brother to near death." As Asta says, "No, I didn't beat him anywhere near death. If I did, then he wouldn't be alive. Because when I go for the kill, I make sure they die. No exceptions." So, that was just toying around with your brother, demoralizing him, bringing him down from the high pedestal he already is on, getting the stick out of his ass. Because I hate arrogant bastards like him. They piss me off the most. Well, maybe. There might be other people who piss me off more, but they're definitely up there. They're definitely up there. As Noelle gets this unnerving feeling as she then stands up for herself as she says, "No, that's still my brother." As Asta says, "But I heard that they treated you like dog shit. Like, poorly as you could to a family member without, I guess you could say, traumatizing them to the point of death, maybe?" As Noelle is getting very, very defensive as, they start having an argument as Magna tries to break it up, but they both hit him out of the way. As Asta finally says, "Enough. This is pointless. There's no reason for us to be fighting. We're in the same squad. We should try to become friends. But I don't think we can with that type of attitude of yours." Such a shame. You probably would have made a good friend as well. But nah, not now. At least. As he walks by her and he disappears. As Noelle is kind of fed up, but she doesn't actually quit the Black Bulls this time. Instead, she just goes to her room and she just lays there, thinking about all the shit that Asta said to her and wondering if it was true or not, wondering if she should accept it as a valid argument, Because Asta did bring up a lot of points on why she shouldn't be defending her family the way she does. Yes, family is family, but if they treat you like that, what's the point? As, she's thinking about this all day. As, Asta at night goes to bed again, wakes up the next. As, Yami and Magna go gambling. And when they get back, they say that they have a mission. As he finally says to Asta, "Well, this is gonna be your first mission. I'll be sending two other people though. Magna, you're gonna be accompanying them since it is your hometown. I have a feeling you want to spend a little bit of time there, and Noelle will also be going with you." As Noelle appears out of nowhere, basically. She looks at Asta, but she kind of looks sorry, right? As Asta notices the look on her face. And then he says, "Why are you looking at me like that? Why are you looking at me like you're sorry for something?" "Why?" As Noelle responds and she says, "Well, I took into account what you said yesterday, and you, you're kind of right. I shouldn't have acted that way towards you, and it was disrespectful. You were just trying to show me respect." As Asta was like, "There's no need to feel sorry, though. You could have just said I learned from my mistakes and left it at that. I don't need your sorry. I don't need any of that. I just wanted you to turn a new leaf. So, can we start over?" As Noelle says, "Yeah, we can start over." As she reaches her hand out, and Asta does the same as he says, "Hello there. I'm Asta." As Noelle says, "I'm Noelle Silver. Nice to meet you." As Asta says the same thing. And then he says, "Now, let's get going. We have a mission to accomplish. As Magna and Noel both nod, and they get going. As Magna tells them about what the mission's going to be about, it's going to be boar hunting. As Asta's like, oh, well, that's pretty simple. As Noel says, ugh, boar hunting? Really? Really? Fine, fine. As half an hour later, because Asta's obviously flying, and they are not, he wants to keep pace with them, or he wants them to keep pace with him. And so, he slows down significantly. And when I mean significantly, he slows down like a fuck ton. Like, not even close. And when they finally arrive there, they see the amount of boars that are just there. Asta says, I'll take care of this very, very swiftly. And so, within a blink of an eye, he kills all the boars in an instant. And then he says, ugh, as he stretches. That's mission accomplished. Now, all we gotta do is go report to, what was it called again? Magna? As Magna says, oh, Saucy Village, yeah, that's where I grew up. And Asta says, oh, yeah, okay, so now all we gotta do is go report to the chief of the village and we're good, we get payday. As Magna's like, yep, so, you want to just leave their bodies here? As Asta says, yeah, it'd be too much of a hassle to try and just bring them. I don't want to get my Shuhakusho dirty with blood, so yeah, I want to leave them here. As Magnus says, alright then, let's go then. As they start heading to the entrance of Sasi village, and when they get there, they see that there is a thick fog that is covering the whole entire village, and that it seems to be acting as a barrier, and when they try to step through it, it doesn't let them. And so Asta is wondering, why do they have a barrier up? As Magnus says, I don't know, they don't do this is out of the ordinary. And then Asta senses some killing intent, as then he says, hold on. As he takes out his katana, slices through it, puts it back, and then he says, follow me, as he starts running. And instead of, just, holding himself back, no, he gets there instantly. Then he sees the amount of ice blades that are just ready to stab every man, woman, child, elderly, everyone that is there. As Asta says, damn it. As then, out of nowhere, all you see is just a flash of light. As Asta says, now, Haro number 88, Hiryo Gekizoku Shinten Ryo. And then, every single soldier there is dead besides one, the main guy, with his pocket watch. And he is very, very surprised and taken aback as he takes a defensive position. As Asta gets in front of him, as then he says, now, tell me, why were you about to kill all of these people? As the guy says, no, I won't tell you anything. As Asta says, are you sure about that? I could easily make you tell me whatever I want to know right now. As then he says, now, shatter, Kyōka Suigetsu. And then the guy is under his possession. So, Asta makes him tell him everything. And he figures out about the Eye of the Midnight Sun much, much, much sooner than he does in canon. And so now he knows that what they're trying to do. They're trying to gather magic stones to try and do this reincarnation revival stuff. And he's very impressed, as he says, now, thank you for your cooperation. As then, he takes his hand and he rips it through his chest. Takes it out, cleans it off, then he says, I got a speck of blood on my Shuhakusho. What a shame. What a shame. Well, never mind that. Are you all alright? As none of them are scared, actually. Yeah, they're actually all happy as hell. They just got saved by a man who seems to be very, very strong and respectable. So, the chief of the village, who was barely hurt, walks up to him and he thanks him as he says, how can I repay you? As Asta says, oh, there's no need to repay me. I'm part of the Magic Knights. I don't need compensation. As the chief says, wait, you're a part of the Magic Knights? Oh, forgive me, I didn't know. As Asta says, no, it's okay. You can barely notice a symbol on my shuhakusho. I think I need to make it bigger. As the man says, well, either way, let me compensate you for the things that you did. You helped us a lot. As Izuku says, like I said, there's no need. As the old man says, no, I insist. So, he goes to find the magic stone. And when he gives it to Izuku doesn't recognize it at first, but then he feels some sort of power or energy coming off of it. It's like an amplifier. And so he says, is this a magic stone? It might be. Who knows? I'll have to report to Captain Yami about this. Then he says, nah, thank you. And I didn't really need this, but I appreciate that you gave it to me. So I'll hold it dear to my heart, okay? As the chief says, thank you. Thank you again. What is your name? I forgot to ask for it. I'm sorry. As Asta says, oh, my name? My name's Asta. As the old man says, oh, well, thank you again, Asta. And then Magna and Noelle come rushing in, ready for a fight. And then they see that everyone is completely taken care of. A lot. Like, it's a massacre. As Asta looks up to him and he says, oh, hello. As Magna and Noelle run to him and said, what happened? What did you do? As Asta says, what did I do? I didn't do anything. All I really did was kill them. They deserved to die. And they were ready for it, so that's what I did. I got the information I needed. Because it seems this man wanted to do something. And I know exactly why. So, do whatever you want to do, Magna. But let's get going. As fast as we can. As Magna says, okay then. And while Magna's doing whatever he wants to do, Noelle, Asta, and the rest of the villagers take their time in cleaning up the bodies as they dispose of them. Noelle asks what Asta found out, what crucial piece of information does he have? As he says, you don't need to worry about it right now. I'll tell everyone at the base. So, after that we'll then report it to the Wizard King because this could spell disaster, especially if I'm not here, but if I am here, which I most likely will be, we'll be fine. I just, need to tell this to the Wizard King so he's informed, just to know that if anything out of the ordinary happens, he'll know why. And so, Noelle says, okay then, Asta. As they get done, Magna gets done, dismissing himself, as they finally head back to the Black Bull's base, and report everything to Yami and the rest of the members. After that, they head to the Wizard King, explaining that they need to find these things called magic stones. Although Asta might not know a lot about them, the Wizard King certainly does, at least the bare minimum knowledge. As he says, these are things once used by the elves. What did you say the organization was called again, Asta? As he says, the Eye of the Midnight Sun. Their goal is to resurrect something or someone. I don't know as of yet why they are doing it. I didn't get enough information from the person who told me. But all I do know is that they are extremely powerful. I don't know if they could beat me, but they certainly are up there, at least in the status of a captain range's power. So, be wary. As the Wizard King says, this is dangerous. But I'm sure we'll be fine. We just need to watch out on when they will try and attack. As Asta says, yes. Now, that is all that I have. May I be dismissed? As the Wizard King says, yes, you can be dismissed. Yami, I want you to stay here for a little bit. As Yami is told that he wants someone from his squad to go to a dungeon that has just recently appeared. As Yami says, oh, I have the perfect group for that. And that is where I'm going to be ending it off. Hopefully you enjoyed this part. If you didn't, well, tell me why you didn't. But if you did, leave a like, comment, and if you haven't already, subscribe. But other than that, it's been me, and I'm gonna catch y'all sexy ass motherfuckers later.